Okay, my name is Jeremy. I work for Verbit.ai as a quality supervisor. Basically, I'm well, I'm part of the team that actually checks several jobs before they get submitted to the client. So basically, we're the last line of defense. And here's me doing some of that work. And see, nope, there we go. Okay. Hmm. All right. Okay, I'm done with this. I haven't switched. All right, all right. Oh, I did. I already did. I just didn't click the button. There we go. Okay, how am I looking? Looking okay. Come on, then. There.
Think about this. Um,
Yeah.
um, I didn't think about this um, until now.
But I don't know. Now I'm going back and forth. Maybe that's
Nope.
an. I don't know. Now I'm going. I don't know. Now I'm going back.
Now,
I don't know. Now I'm going back and forth. Maybe that's an okay story.
Um.
I don't know. Now I'm going back and forth.
Okay.
Maybe that's an okay story to show that they have low spend because then okay story to show that they have low spend because then when you connect it to their low spend because then when you connect it to their sick days you show that oh these members may look good because they're low spend but they're actually that oh these members may look good because they're low spend but they're actually not necessarily healthy. Members may look good because they're low spend but they're actually not necessarily healthy and they're not and like they're and they're not and like they're and they're not and like they're
can you go back?
Okay. There's another screen that you're not seeing. This basically lets me. I'm basically just tracking the number of errors for each job, so I can properly provide feedback for the reviewers or editors in this case.
like they're
Can you go back up? Scroll back up on the. Can you go back up? Scroll back up on the up on the sheet for a minute. I just like to our over our top level outline. Minute. I just like to our over our. I just like to our like for a minute. I just like to our over our top level. Like to our over our top level outline. For our top level outline. Like to our over our top level.
This is where you do it.
Like to our over our top level outline.
like the top.
So here's the difference. See, we got RX member engagement. See, we got RX. See, we got RX member engagement. But what we're really, we call it engagement, but it's really RX adherence, right? That's
It's
that.
honestly to me, it's more RX util.
That's
It's
that.
honestly to me, it's more RX utilization.
Yeah, fine. Um, and the story we want to tell is that high RX utilization is good, because it is good, because it keeps medical costs down. Keeps medical costs down.
Right.
But there's not a parallel. But there's not a parallel story with medical. I mean, that's kind of where we were, right? I mean, called it medical member. That's kind of where we were, right? I mean, called it medical member engagement down there. We were right. I mean, called it medical member, right? I mean, called it medical member engagement down there. We were doing healthcare member engagement down there. We were doing healthcare. Isn't that down there? We were doing healthcare. There we were doing healthcare. Isn't that doing healthcare? Isn't that we're doing healthcare? Isn't that doing healthcare? Isn't that caring? Isn't that
Yeah.
medical member engagement that we were talking about? Caring? Isn't that engagement down there? We were doing healthcare. Isn't that
Yeah.
medical member engagement that we were talking medical member engagement that we were talking about?
Yeah, but I guess like some element, but I guess like some element, but I guess like some element, but I guess like some elements that can like some elements that can go into this one are just reporting on utilization. One are just reporting on um, utilization numbers, so claims and spend. It could also be so claims and spend.
It's Ben.
So claims and spend. It could also be claims and spend. It could
Oh, claims and benefits. Okay.
it could also be reporting on things like your top diagnosis groupers. Um,
Yep.
but I do see your but I do see your point, which is what's the story? I think with RX membering or like yeah, with RX membering or like RX membering or like RX membering or RX membering or like yeah, with the RX member engagement yeah, with the RX member engagement we're trying to go from pharmacy to medical to sick days. I think with medical engagement you could still go from medical to sick days. You could still tell the back piece of that story.
Yep. Um,
Well, audio's still running. What are you guys doing?
And then
150.
you could do what What if you did it just? You could do what if you did it just? What if you did it just for people with chronic conditions?
If they're engaged or not.
Right.
But don't you feel like a very few number of people would not be engaged with a chronic condition?
No. There are a lot of non-compliant people with chronic conditions. I mean, I guess it depends on what you call engaged. I'm thinking, compliant. I'm thinking compliant. The people who are, the people who are, people with chronic conditions who are managing, the people who are, people with chronic conditions who are managing, people with chronic conditions who are managing their condition well.
Yeah, I think that's slightly different than what we're talking about here. But let me write that down for medical engagement.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Write that down for medical engagement.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
One 17:26. 20 seconds.
So this is more medical adherence as opposed to the other descriptor we were using was
Yep.
Other descriptor we were using was
Yep.
engagement.
Right.
We were using was
Yep.
engage. We were using was
Yep.
engagement. We were using was
Yep.
engagement.
Right.
Engagement.
Right.
So the other descriptor we were using was
Yep.
engagement.
Right. But that's parallel with our X adherence, right? Parallel with our X adherence, right? Oh wait, no, wait. What? Oh wait, no, wait. What? This is medical what do we mean by it? No, wait. What? This is medical what do we mean by it? Medical what do we mean by adherence breakdown? This is medical what do we mean by adherence breakdown?
Oh, I forgot to put in double dash here. I know, just leave the double dash.
What do we mean by adherence breakdown? Down. Down.
Yep, that's an I.
And does that does that make does that and does that make and does that make sense? This text.
Which one?
Yeah, RX adherence trends. This one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
RX adherence trends. This one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sounds like what.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what you're kind of suggesting now is the medical. So it sounds like what you're kind of suggesting now is the medical page could just be medical adherence breakdown, and it's medical adherence trends, and it's medical adherence could just be medical. It's medical adherence trend, medical adherence breakdown, and it's medical adherence trends, trends. And you're looking into these things.
Yeah, the problem is
Medical adherence trends. And you're looking into these things.
yeah, the problem is um,
Trends. And you're looking into these things.
yeah, the problem um, is coming up with a measure of it. Is coming up with a measure of it.
Well, I mean, you could do the same thing. Well, I mean, you could do the same thing. You could do the same. You could do this. You could do this. You could do the same. Well, I mean, you could do the same thing where we're gonna define where we're gonna define some of the where we're gonna define we're gonna define some of the quality metrics as RX versus medical.
Right.
So, quality metrics as RX versus medical.
Right.
So finding it would actually
Right.
So finding it would versus medical.
Right.
So finding it would actually be super.
Right.
So finding it would actually. Finding it would. Finding it would act. Finding it would actually be super parallel. Finding it would actually be super parallel to this.
Yep.
I'm just not sure that.
Yep.
I'm just not sure that that's the story we want to tell for human capital, because the want to tell for human capital.
Human capital. It's not the whole. It's a book. I don't even think it's human.
To tell for human capital. Tell for human capital. We want to tell for human capital. But tell for human capital. Because the reason we focused here on RX adherence was because that's what AJ and Joe keep talking about.
Because we're PP.
Because that's
I'm not sure.
tell for human capital. Want to tell for human capital. For human capital. For human capital. Because the reason we focused here on RX adherence was because that's what AJ and Joe keep talking about.
Because
That's what AJ and Joe keep because that's what AJ and Joe keep talking was because that's what AJ and Joe keep talking about.
because we're PP.
Because that's what AJ and Joe keep talking about.
Because we're a PBM and we sell drugs.
Exactly.
PBM and we sell drugs.
Exactly. Because it could focus on. Exactly. Because it could focus on bringing up. Because it could focus on bringing up the RX adherence and talking about the impact. and talking about the impact across the board.
Right.
I think probably board. I think probably started here. I think probably started. I think probably started here. I think probably started here. I think probably started here.
Right. But given that we started there, I mean, there is some symmetry to doing the other side and saying the other side and saying the other side and saying
Adherence trends, yeah.
doing the other side and saying I mean, there is some symmetry to doing the other side and saying
Adherence trends, yeah.
doing the other side and saying
Adherence trends, yeah.
what's happening with medical adherence.
Uh-huh.
But I'm trying to think about medical adherence.
Uh-huh.
But I'm trying to think about what so we can we've got our so we can we've got our metrics.
Okay. Looks like it's not that stable. Well, anyway, that is one segment done. That was worth about 7 minutes. Um, I'm not able to show you how I'm operating the keyboard, but basically, you should already have noticed that I barely use the mouse. So that gives you an idea of how fast or slow you can be when doing it right or doing it optimally. Anyway, that's it for this one.